Hello and welcome again to another image review. Today I decided to spice it up a bit, so I'm going to throw in a video of me, as you can see, as I have the other part of my screen being shared. Which screen is being shared anyway? Okay, I'll see. I hope it's this screen being shared, otherwise it would be a disaster. Okay, so let's begin. I'm sorry to the people that were expecting this. It was supposed to come up earlier, but I've been so busy and I've had so many things going on that I had to deal with. So today I finally got the time, so I'm going to do it. The first image review, I found it quite interesting that immediately that was out, people started sending their pictures. So today we have some new other images. Here there are 8 images. I decided not to mention the names of the people that sent them so that I can review them in a much better way, but I think you know yourself and all of us can learn from it. So let's begin. Okay, so today I'm using Lightroom to review the images, and the first image that I pull up over here, it's not supposed to be the first image, but let's go with the first image here. Okay, so this is the first image. I'm sure you can see the name. I think it's either Sharps or Sharks. I'm not too sure, but okay, so let's review this image. So to begin with, it's an okay image. It's an okay image. I like how focused it is on the subject. You know, when you look at the subject, it's just, I mean, when you look at the picture, it's just a subject that you see. But I think it's a little bit over edited. The skin looks over polished and smooth, which is not the best in my opinion. That has been one of my biggest issues with images that I review these days. So I'm trying to put my phone on silent so I don't have to, I don't get distracted on so many of these stuff. Okay, so the biggest problem that I have with images these days are the over editing ones. This one is not too bad, but it's okay, but it seems or feels a little bit over edited. If you zoom in like this, it seems fine, okay, but from afar altogether, it doesn't quite feel natural enough, but it's better than most of the ones that I've seen. Also, I like how the background is all green and like it has a single tone going for it, and then the model stands out of it, so I think it's good. That's pretty much what I'd have to say about this particular image. My major issue is just the editing, so I'll just give it probably maybe 4 light bulbs. So let's move on to the next image. This is a wedding image. I think it's a nice moment captured, no doubt. I think the black and white too is okay. The person did a bit of vignetting around the corners. It's fine. It's equally fine as well. But then there seemed to be like over sharpening. I feel that the image has been over sharpened in a way. If you look at the image, it seems to have lots of grains. You see it. You see what I'm talking about? It feels too much that it's almost unnatural. It doesn't feel natural. Now, if you added grain or noise or however you did it, or you over sharpened, I think it's the clarity. If I look at the eyes here, I see that like the clarity of the sharpness was pushed up. And if you are going to do it this way, at least do it in moderation. And if you have the time to do that as well, at least clean up the little pimples and all these other things on her face. You know, if you're going to put in the effort of editing a picture, make sure you do it right. I really hope I'm recording the right screen. So yeah, that is my major issue about this picture. Also, I find this little dot here very distracting. Usually when an image is being viewed, we tend to, 1, look at the brightest part of the picture, and then 2, we tend to look at the sharpest part of the picture. If I look at this image, the brightest part of the picture, there are so many, and that contrasts the people's dark skin. But then there's this little light dot right here, which is quite distracting, and that is what is just bugging me. So if you crop down a bit, so let me see if I can use my Lightroom to crop it. So if I crop it like so, yeah, that's much better. Then we have this little black spot over here, which is also distracting. You can either crop it in and then problem solved. So this will be a much better crop to solve that particular issue, and then cleaning up the face as well. But yeah, I'll probably also give this just about 4 light bulbs. So let's move on to the next. Yeah, another wedding picture. Oswald Pixels. Oswald is a very nice picture. I like the fact that he didn't really edit the pictures. He shot, I think, with natural light, and that is good. It maintains the natural feel of the picture. But I think that if he had gone in to probably clean up just these little spots, I'm not talking of high-end retouching, but just clean up the little spots. As a matter of fact, I think you edited it a bit if I look here, but you just didn't do it quite right. So just go in and then edit the picture just a little bit more. That would have been nice. You don't have to do the whole frequency separation thing. Just go in and do some little spot removal. I think I'm doing that for you. I'm not supposed to do that for you. That's not what this video is about, but I'm trying to show you how it might have looked like. See the thing on the nose gone, there's another thing here gone, and the eyebrow, I see something here gone. Okay, that one doesn't quite feel natural, but okay. There's one here as well, so let me take that off, there and there. So if the image came something like this, it would have been kind of like cool and all, but hey, I still like the image. You've done well. It's not edited, looks natural, that's fine. Your composition, your crop, I think I like it, so I'll probably give you a 5 light bulbs on this one. Now, Oswald, I asked you to send me, to choose one picture and send that picture to me. I intentionally asked you that. I wanted to see out of the 3 images. Oswald sent us 3 images, so this, the first one I showed you, and then this next one. And then Oswald chose to select this particular image to send me for me to review. I thought out of the 3, this was not your best picture because the pose of the lady is not the best. The pose is a bit awkward. She feels uncomfortable. She's turned elsewhere. You have the background that is not too clean. You have this little dot on this chair over here that is a bit distracting. It wasn't the best image to send for me to review. That's what I would say about the picture. Again, good work on not really going so much on the editing and all that stuff. I think, hey, okay. Good. Lightroom just read your settings. You shot this at 1.8 and we can see a lot of chromatic aberration here. You see chromatic aberration. Now, to clean up chromatic aberration, you use Lightroom's remove chromatic aberration. You go to the manual and then you go to the amount. Here we see purple, so we touch on the purple and then we push the purple a little bit. So you see the chromatic aberration is gone. Now it's left with the green one, so we go to the green and then we push the greens too. And yeah, that should be just about it. I hope you can see. Let me show you before and after, if there will be a difference. Not much. I think I have to push it more on the chromatic aberration. Let me open up the range first. And then push them. Yeah, there we go. Good. So that has been taken care of. Let me expand on the green range as well. There. Okay, so it's taking care of it to a point. Not completely. Yeah, this is also to a point. So let's see a before and after. Should this be a before and after? Let me see. I'm not too sure if you can tell the difference, but yeah, basically I think it's because this is it's oh okay, that before and after wasn't really working good. I was doing the wrong thing, sorry. So here you have the mouthful, so you see the purple is gone and then here the purple is all back. So that's how you deal with chromatic aberration, but that's not what the purpose of this video is. So let's move on to the next thing. But yeah, don't shoot wide open. This is the problem that you encounter. If you encounter it and you had to shoot wide open, then I think that you have to correct whatever problems they come with. So good work on being able to get a very sharp picture. But I noticed that your focus fell on this eye and not on this eye. Anytime you shoot and you focus on the closest eye, not the furthest eye. So here, this eye is the closest to you, so that is the one that you should focus on. All right, let's move on to the next image. So this is the next image. Now this image, again, I like it. A wedding picture, it's fine. But what I don't like is the highlights over here. It's way too much. Remember, the brightest part of the picture as well as the sharpest part. So here it's too bright. You could dial it down. If you go into your highlights, you can dial down your highlights just a little bit like that. Or you can take your brush in Lightroom and then just brush and maybe reduce. Yeah, not so much, but just about here and here. So let's see how much difference that makes. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this is before, see that? And then thereafter, that is one. And then if we take the brush, what the brush also did was, this is the before and the after. So yeah, this is one way you can deal with your highlights in the picture. Now when I zoom in closer to the face, and again, yeah, I think just go in and take out these little pimples. Don't take it to Photoshop and go do frequency separation, blah 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 blah. No, just use your Lightroom, grab your spot healing or spot removal, and then just click on them and then take care of them. It should be nice and easy, and that should work. Now with the flash that you use, I saw that it created this shadow at the back here. As much as possible, I'm guessing this looks like a bounced light, but because you turned your camera, this way, the flash went that way, and then you turned it up. Even if you didn't turn it up, if you turn it this way, and you have your white card out, the bounce card, it's going to bounce the light back like so, and that is what is going to form that shadow, and it's not the best in the image. So try and get your light right in that sense, and you'll be more than happy. But yeah, generally I like this picture better than the previous one, honestly. Color is a bit desaturated. Let's see. Maybe I'll push in some blacks there. I know I'm not supposed to be editing this for you, but I'm just giving it a go, and then I'll see how that goes. Yeah, bringing in the skin again there. You have some blues over here, so just boost up your blues. Yeah. Okay, so our reds, right? This is our red. Now, one way I do these things is sometimes I push the maximum just to see the color range that falls in it, and then this is how much red I will bring back in. I don't know. Can I see it before and after on this? I can't see it before and after on this screen. Okay. So probably this is how much I would. The screen should have it before and after. Anyway, but this is how much I would edit the picture. So let me show you the before and after. Before and after. It's very subtle, but I think it makes much of a difference. And the waist on the top is a bit wasted, so crop the image up a bit like so, and then like that. That's it. So this is how I'll crop the image, and that's how I'll keep it. So that is just my way of doing things. To even make it better, you see we have the greens in the leaf and all that. We can go into the greens, boost them up, or desaturate. I think boosting up. Let's see our yellows. Okay, good. So the yellow affects the background as well, so don't touch it so much, just a little bit. This is how I'll keep it. So another good image, I'll probably give this a 5.5 to a 6 light bulbs. Let's move on to the next image. There's another, I think there's a naming ceremony, obviously. That's what it looks like. Maybe I could be wrong, it's just a guest at a wedding who just brought their baby. In terms of capturing the person, you say, this is a person I just took a picture of, they're smiling, they're happy. In terms of capturing the person, it's okay. I personally don't think that any image that is taken is actually bad. There's something nice about it all the time. And there's something nice about this picture that I like. Baby comfortably sleeping, mother happy, looking into the picture and all. I like the fact that you didn't really edit the picture. But again, my biggest problem is the dress. Look at the dress. Do you see that there's so much highlight? We can't see details of the flowers and the texture of the outfit. Even the baby's outfit, we don't see the details that exist in them. So once again, you'll have to go in, pull your highlights down. Do you see how much difference that makes? See here, we couldn't see much of the design, but we bring it back down and then we see something. Then again, I'll push in the blacks on this image. Yeah, that works. Now, that comes to the next point that I have to make about this image. This image looks greenish. See the face texture? It looks very, very greenish. You would have to correct that with your white balance possibly, or your hue and saturation to fix it. The closest thing I can do with my white balance would probably be, let me see, this, yeah, maybe. Let me see. This is too cold. I'm going to turn it back. It's maybe -4. Just about here. Can we see it before and after? Let me bring this to 5 or 4. Yes, this is about how much I would bring the image back down. And let me try something. I'm going to dial down. No, that's not what you think. I'm going to invert it. Good. I'm trying to bring some details back into the dress again. So just, yes, just about there. Just about there should be okay. So here we have the before. Wait, sorry. Here we have the before and after. Before and after. So I've been able to bring back some details into the outfit. This is not my image. They are your images. So I'm trying to help you in the best way possible as to how you should edit these pictures and what you should pay attention to when you're shooting. So highlights here was the biggest issue. Person happy, smiling, it's fine. Your horizon is good. The wall, I mean the wall horizon, it's a straight line, everything is fine. I have nothing else to say about the image. It can be better, you can always shoot better images, but I mean, hey, this is fine. So I would give you 5 light bulbs in this one. That's fine. Let's move on to the next image. Okay, I don't know who this image is from. I won't read the name. You can probably see the logo, but I'm not going to read the name. But I like the moment, the expression captured, but I hate the editing. I'll use the word hate. This is terrible editing. It's bad. Okay, this is frequency separation over time. Look at this. See, when it's close, it's fine, but it's bad. Please don't do this kind of editing. If you're going to do frequency separation, please learn it properly. I did this. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm better than anybody, but I did this when I was starting, and I realized that this is not what I wanted. This is not the kind of editing that I wanted to do. So I learned more and more and more, and you know, it got better. This kind of editing, it's not the best. It doesn't work, especially when you're doing close-up images like this. It really doesn't work. You can see the texture is blotched over here. Here it's blotched as well. Here it's blotched. Here it's blotched. It's simply not the best. This is what happens when you take the lasso tool and then you circle and then you blur. You circle and you blur. You circle and you blur. It's not the best way to go about this. So I would really ask you to re-edit this picture. It's really not the best. Your lighting created this shadow in the background here, and you could have cleaned it up also as well, but I think the editing puts me off the image at all. So that's what I would say. But I like the expression she has. You were able to capture the moment right, the feeling right. I like it, but you could have edited this image better. Also, the hair up here, it's quite distracting actually, because it's bright. See, I'm trying to look at the face, but this thing keeps calling me in, and it's not the best again. So if I have to crop this image, this is how I'll crop it. Since I like the expression of the image like this, and this, or this is one way you could crop it, and this is another way that you could. Let me show you. Sorry, I may cut off your logo, but not that. There's another way that you could crop the image as well. Those are the 2 ways you can crop it. But yeah, my main issue, honestly, is the retouching. So that's all that I have to say about this. This, because of the retouching, I'll give you two light bulbs. 2 light bulbs. Next, this is the last image that we are reviewing. I hope I'll be able to do it no more than 20 minutes, or I mean 22 minutes. So let's do this. Yeah, I like the image. I like how candid it feels, almost candid. But the image again here is over edited. It's over edited, just borderline over. Could have been better, but it's just borderline over. Look at this. Let's see, trying to sharpen the eye. Not the best. Shoot right, get your image well edited. If you shot it right, you wouldn't have to do so much of the sharpening. Make sure, wait, what did you shoot this at? Okay, your settings don't show, but shoot at the right aperture. Make sure that your image is sharp. When you bring it into Photoshop or Lightroom, don't over sharpen. Okay, I like the image. Leaving it natural would have been much better, but clean out those little basic pimples. Let me say something about editing pimples when you're trying to make it look natural. The question is, what are the things that bother you about the image when you look at it? If you see these things, so this pimple bothers me, that one bothers me, this mark bothers me, then you take those out. The rest, leave them as they are. They feel natural. This is not a beauty shot that you're shooting for, like high-end beauty stuff. So you don't have to make it perfect. You have to leave it. And that's what I like again about this image, that you left all these little dots in here. It makes it feel natural. But the whole smoothing thing that you did and then the sharpening here, it's not the best. And I like how the kids, and I don't know whether the father or something, they're in the background doing their stuff. But again, the brighter spots being this bar here, it's kind of calling for attention that is not needed. So maybe one way we can deal with this is, first we crop the image, straighten the image like this. Let's see, and we move it to the side. Let's bring it down a bit. Yeah, this is one way that you can crop the image to make it look feel natural. If you like that slanted feel, let's give that to it. If you like the slanted feel, fine. Then you simply crop the image like this. Now you see that the focus now comes back to the girl more than it was over here. Here you had that bar thing in the corner sticking out and being very distracting, but like this, focus stays on the girl and it is just perfect. And even you have the rule of the third, that line falling right on this eye, and that's what makes it interesting. So this is how I would crop the image. So I hope that you learned something about these images. I'll be looking forward to some of your new submissions, and I hope that I wasn't too hard on some of you and all that stuff. But if you have any questions, just feel free to let me know. Send your pictures through, send your comments through, and I'll be more than happy to review them for you. So without much being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Bye-bye.